The idyllic peace of a meadow in Indian-controlled Kashmir was shattered on April 23, 2025. A group of gunmen opened fire on a group of tourists, killing 26 men. All of the victims were tourists visiting from other parts of India. Eyewitnesses recounted a chilling scene. The gunmen reportedly separated the males from their families and then shot them dead. Among the dead was an off-duty Indian naval personnel and a Nepalese tourist. The attack sent shockwaves through India and reignited tensions with Pakistan. The Resistance Front, a militant group operating in Kashmir, claimed responsibility for the massacre. India was quick to accuse Pakistan of supporting the attack. They pointed to Pakistan's history of backing militant groups operating in Kashmir. This incident is a grim reminder of the volatile situation in Kashmir. The region has been a source of conflict between India and Pakistan for decades. Both countries claim Kashmir in its entirety. This unresolved dispute continues to fuel violence and instability in the region. India responded to the attack with a swift and decisive show of force. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, visibly shaken by the massacre, vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice. He accused Pakistan of harboring and supporting terrorists operating within their borders. In a series of retaliatory measures, India expelled all Pakistani diplomats and military advisors stationed within its borders. Visas for Pakistani citizens were immediately revoked. Pakistani nationals residing in India were given 48 hours to leave the country. The main border crossing between the two countries was closed indefinitely. These actions signaled a serious escalation in tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The diplomatic expulsions effectively severed most official channels of communication. This breakdown in dialogue significantly increased the risk of misunderstandings and potential miscalculations. India's decision to revoke visas and expel Pakistani nationals further inflamed the situation. The move was seen by many as a disproportionate response. Critics argued that it unfairly punished ordinary citizens for the actions of a militant group. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement in the Kashmir attack. They condemned the violence and called for a joint investigation into the incident. However, Pakistan accused India of using the attack as a pretext to further its own political agenda in Kashmir. In response to India's diplomatic expulsions, Pakistan reciprocated in kind. All Indian diplomats and staff were ordered to leave the country within 24 hours. Pakistan also closed its airspace to Indian aircrafts. Visas for Indian nationals were suspended indefinitely, mirroring India's earlier move. To discuss the escalating crisis, Pakistan convened an emergency meeting of its National Security Committee. The committee, comprised of top military and civilian leaders, vowed to take all necessary measures to defend Pakistan's sovereignty and interests. They strongly condemned India's actions, particularly the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty. Pakistan's strong reaction to India's moves highlighted the precariousness of the situation. With both sides engaging in tit-for-tat measures, the potential for miscalculation and further escalation was extremely high. The international community watched with growing concern, urging both sides to show restraint and engage in dialogue. Perhaps the most alarming development in the aftermath of the Kashmir attack was India's decision to suspend the Indus Water Treaty. This treaty, brokered by the World Bank in 1960, has been a rare example of cooperation between the two rivals. It governs the sharing of water resources from the Indus River and its tributaries, which flow through both India and Pakistan. The treaty is critical for Pakistan, as the Indus River system provides water for almost 90% of its agriculture. India's threat to suspend the treaty sent shockwaves through Pakistan. They viewed it as an act of economic warfare and a violation of international law. For decades, the Indus Water Treaty has withstood wars and numerous crises between India and Pakistan. Its potential unraveling represents a significant escalation in the conflict. It threatens to plunge the region into further instability and exacerbate an already dire water crisis. The suspension of the treaty has drawn widespread condemnation from the international community. The World Bank has called for both sides to uphold their commitments under the treaty. They have offered to mediate between India and Pakistan to find a resolution to the crisis. However, with tensions running high, the future of the treaty, and indeed the stability of the region, hangs precariously in the balance. Please like, subscribe and share.